I was happy with the way we competed. Um, and I told the guys, that's a that's a team that goes small with occasional big that can step out and shoot, and that's a lot of stuff that we haven't gotten to yet in training. Our basic defensive concepts. So we knew there was going to be some breakdowns in that. I was a little disappointed in our communication on defense, but the fight the guys showed and the competitive spirit they had was great. And again, it's a great learning tool for us to be able to play a team that plays that style and now get to the tape and break it down and show the players exactly what we saw. And so far, after each preseason game, they've really responded with what the teaching points have been. So it's obviously you want to win, but it's more important to learn from the night. And we had our opportunities. We missed some good looks, and happy with the overall performance. So.
Speaking of those good looks, D'Angelo ended up 0 for 9 from 3 on the end of the night. Some of those were good looks towards the end, even. What did you make of his night, especially from beyond the arc?
I encourage him to keep shooting them if he's open. I think obviously it's a field thing, but uh, there's times he can. I think tonight he should have looked more to get some of his teammates looks, but it's not like he was just taking terrible shots to get shots up. A lot of the ones he was getting were wide open. So I have no problem with him ever taking wide open shots. Next time I'll assume they go in.
You were talking before the game about kind of looking forward to the matchup with him and with Lillard. For the time that he did get to match up against him, what did you see?
He had some good defensive possessions, and he had some ones where it looked like he fell asleep a little bit. But it's Lillard. He's one of the best guards in the league. You saw some of the threes he hit from 8 feet behind the line. So he's a player. I think that the more times that D'Angelo plays against him, he'll start to get familiar with. Just because he's unique. He has that ability that you play defense a certain way your whole life, and it's good defense. But with a kid that shoots the ball like that, you have to change your mindset on what defense is and how you them. Um, so I think we'll show him some positive clips and some. We already showed him a couple at halftime where we felt like he could have been in a better defensive position, but uh, he did all right.
You keep talking about the fouls. I'm sure it's something you looked at again tonight. Is there little things that you see that are easy to fix from there?
It's just breaking habits, honestly. It's getting both hands out. I mean, guards, players in this league are really good, and they figured out that if they see one arm down, when they're penetrating, they're gonna look to draw that contact and jump, into it, which it's a foul. So you're moving your feet. So it's breaking the habit of it's natural as a defender to want to keep that one hand in to do things with it, but you gotta get both hands out. You know, play him with your chest and not give him don't even give him a chance to call the foul. So that's but it's like anything. It's breaking an old habit. It takes time. It takes repetition. So we're going to continue to rep it. We're going to continue to harp on it, and uh, I would expect us to gradually get better at this not sending teams to the free throw line 30, 40 times a night thing.
Watching Brandon, it seems like he gets moved off his spots a lot when he tries to get inside the defense. What's the counter for that for him other than just getting stronger over time?
I actually think Brandon's plenty strong. He'll obviously fill into his body, but he's got some of that wiry strength. Reminds me a little bit of like a Trevor Ariza type of strength, where he likes the contact, he likes the fighting, and teams are gonna try to be physical with them, and we've talked about it. You want to use that against them. So if you go into the game and you realize that this is how they're going to play you, well then back cuts, setting them up one way before you come off the screen, You should always be able to take advantage of a defense that's overly aggressive if you have the right spacing down and the guys with the ball are ready to make quick, sharp passes. So some of it will be on him getting better at it, more familiar with it, and some will be on us as far as coaching and teammates are concerned with being ready to hit him on some of those quick passes when he's releasing pressure. Because once you do it one or two times, then the defense will naturally start backing off you a little more.
This may sound like a sort of ignorant media question. You don't get to see this part, but how often do you guys show tape at halftime?
Every game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We show every game. Well, the first game we didn't because the feed was so bad that the player you couldn't really tell who was who. But when in the season we show film at every halftime.
Do you worry at halftime? Is that like a normal thing in the NBA? I mean, is this,
The film?
yeah. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point?
Yeah. So during the game, we got coaches that are sending back to the video guys what clips we want, so we can make teaching points and correct them at halftime before we come back out.
He played down streets and just talk about his performance.
He's good. He knocked down some shots, hit some free throws. Thought he competed well on defense. We probably could have got him a couple more looks, but the ball didn't get to him a few times. But sitting there for three quarters, come in and hit your first shot, that's impressive. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But it's good to see because it's in this league sometimes that's the only opportunity you'll get. And he proved, not he proved. I think we already all knew he can make those shots, but he was good tonight.
How about the defensive things and what are areas he needs to improve?
He's good. He slides for how big he is. He does a phenomenal job of sliding his feet. He was communicating well out there with the guys. He was fighting on the glass. He was fine on the defensive end as well.
This is probably just for my own morbid curiosity, but it's a preseason game. You guys have played big minutes. Are you rooting for double overtime in that situation, or do you?
Oh yeah, for the first time ever, I'm rooting for double overtime in a preseason game. As an assistant coach, no. As a player, absolutely not. Now as a head coach, yeah, just more opportunities. I wasn't going to take it as far as to start fouling and stretch the game out in hopes to something crazy would happen. But I was hoping that Jordan made that shot.
Do you do a lot of teaching outside the halftime when you're showing the film? Do you do a lot of teaching in game, or is it more once you come to the film?
It's a lot easier afterwards. In game is tough. You can make adjustments, but even then, if they're going to be successful adjustments, they should be something you've already worked on in practice. It's tough to have the board in that quick amount of time and just kind of show them what you want. And then when it happens in the game, there's so much extra movement and people in different places that it's kind of tough, especially with a new group. I think the more you become familiar with each other and what the concepts are on defense, then you have a little more leeway with that. But for the most part, we try to stick to stuff that we've covered in practice.
When you were playing, did you guys have the video at halftime then too?
Yeah, is this really shocking to the right?
You're media.
Yeah, we had halftime clips when we played too. That's all right.
Coach, talk about the play. Nick Young.
Yeah, Nick was great again. That's another another game. He really helped bring some energy, make some shots. But again, I'm more pleased with the way he's playing defense. He's fighting through screens. He's locking and trailing. He's getting in there and rebounding. I told him after he did it the first night or 2 nights ago that he proved to us now that he can do it. So now we expect to see it every time he's out there. And he came to the bench with a bloody nose tonight, which I like it's that means you're fighting. So I thought he was good again.
Last question, guys. He had a block and a steal before he had a bucket. Is that, I mean, if you officially changed that?
No, he's still a scorer. He'll hit a three in practice and run down and look at me and start naming like Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, and then he'll throw his own name in there. So I think he's when you like scoring as much as that's who you are. But he's buying in right now, and it's fun to see.